This week has seen Fox News and Donald Trump mostly move on from promoting hydroxychloroquine as a cure-all for coronavirus. And we knew it would take some time for them to come up with something to replace it. Turns out, though, didn't take a lot of time and certainly didn't take a lot of thought.
So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
Get the right folks who could.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful.
Did you ever wish that you could scream so loud that the universe ended?
You guys want to do some lines?
What was that?
Let's do some comment lines. I just set it up.
Just snort it. Cures, cluster headaches, pretty much everything. Does a number on the brain.
All I got's Febreze, John.
Mm-hmm.
Does it respond to smells? Does it do smells?
It's not a cure, but it's a treatment. It's a treatment.
Yeah. This is one that definitely goes in the lungs. It's an aerosol.
That's it. That's it.
There's a method. There's a method to the madness. You can't see this, but this is method.
I can't really see.
My wife.
Look, basically, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put a blindfold on. I want you to root around like a truffle pig under your sink and just start drinking stuff. What do you got to lose? It's not going to kill you or anything, according to the president.
There are so many. That's what it is. It is at the point where it's like, if Trump asked you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Because he's pitching stupid ideas. There had to be a point along the way where he realized what he was saying was that you would inject disinfectant into your body.
Mm-hmm.
What obviously has happened, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because otherwise I'll do that scream thing you were talking about. But essentially what it seems like happened was someone said, on surfaces, if you clean it with a disinfectant, it gets rid of it on surfaces. That's someone who's trying to cut down on the danger of contracting coronavirus in a public place.
Yes.
But Trump, I remember when AIDS became a thing. So does Dr. Birx. She just said, don't have sex. And during I had this awesome idea, which is, what if we take all the blood out of people's body? I was 6. Take the bad blood out and put new blood in. Wouldn't that work? And that's essentially what Trump did.
No.
I think someone said all these things like, there's a disinfectant that works on surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, can we do that? And Dr. Birx was like, will it make you shut up if I say we'll look into it?
Yeah.
Because you're not stupid enough to say that on the podium, you?
Brett, that's the thing. We know... if you look at enough fossils, you start to get the pattern there, okay? We know what is happening right now. We know what the response is going to be from everybody, the distractions, and we're going to get to that. But we also we know what happened before, because the story always comes out 48 to 36 hours later. A source close to the president says that there had been a conversation where they tried to tell him not to do that. So he brought it up when he was being briefed. And they probably told him, well, no, we can't do that. And they probably thought, that's it. We're good. But you're not good, because it's Trump. And so he is not going to let something like his utter ignorance, not just on medical science, but apparently on what disinfectants are. Imagine him as a father. He has to protect his kids from consuming poisons, but he thinks maybe there's an upside to it in some ways.
That picture you just painted of Trump having anything to do with raising his own children Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
He never was in that position. Do you think Trump was ever at the park with Ivanka? Do you think he ever went to the park and sat there and had to watch the kids? Do you think Trump has ever watched the kids? No, someone else did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, like, I don't want any of this anymore. It is such an assault on everything that I need to be true about the world, for every one of my hopes about the future to be true. He keeps reminding me that no, there are people this stupid. Our society elevates them in every area of our society. These are the people who will rule us. These are the people that will be given money and fame and prestige and all of that. The stupidest, most ignorant, most shameless people. And he's an example of that.
Yeah, I did a video on this as soon as it happened last night on the Young Turks Facebook page. And I pulled this quote from a Daily Beast article, because everyone right now is trying to write that article that you're saying. The article about what happened, sources close to the president. And this is my favorite paragraph from it that I pulled. Bill Bryan, who leads the Science and Technology Directorate at the Department of Homeland Security, presented a, quote, emerging result from departmental research that suggested UV light, heat, and humidity are detrimental to COVID. It's an emerging result, right? So it already has been, if it was in any way promising, they would have called it a promising breakthrough, a groundbreaking discovery. But no, it's downgraded to emergency result, which is like the bottom of that totem pole. Mm-hmm. And then did it come from the National Institute of Health? Did it come from the CDC? Did it come from any epidemiologist? No, it came from the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
You could tell they were in a circle, and he was like, all right, hydroxychloroquine's out. I'm definitely not talking about that. So anybody got any idea, give me anything. Mm-hmm. I would be fine with sharks with lasers.
Yeah.
And someone said, well, on surfaces, we can put UV light and shine it onto those surfaces in closed places. They're trying this on planes to disinfect it. Anyone who watches Naked and Afraid knows that some people are like, well, the top layer of water is probably clean because of the UV light.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
After that, he is then vamping on the national stage because he hasn't been able to program new material at his rallies. And unfortunately, he has a captive audience that's not just his sycophantic supporters. And when he says this, you could just tell that Birx is like, maybe if I don't move, he won't see me.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to get to her response in a little bit, but yeah, we focus on the bleach part, the disinfectant part. Basically, like, take a poison, inject it in your body. You idiot, you stupid idiot. How could you possibly think that? I haven't focused as much on the UV light thing because, like, trying to be fair, he doesn't know about disinfectants or injections or all of that. He is, however, a bit of an expert on the use of UV light on skin. But no, and it kills the virus, hypothetically, on a surface. That's great. It also does a lot of damage to other sorts of cells, other sorts of life forms as well. UV light can lead to cancer. All of this is wrong, and all of this is stupid, and he doesn't know about any of it, which is why he shouldn't be at these press conferences, let alone monopolizing the time. Dr. Birx, like, I don't like Dr. Birx. I don't even think she should be there, but at least a doctor should be there, someone who knows what they're talking about. There's no need for him to be there.
Well, the UV light thing, there is according to a Columbia report, there is a frequency, a type of UV light that is like a shorter wave or something. It's a more focused version that doesn't damage skin cells. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. But he doesn't know that for sure. Mm-hmm. And
well, really fast.
He just wants to shine. He went from what you said to shine light into people's bodies. Mm-hmm. So basically insert a probe that's like a disco ball of UV light. And
I
spin
noticed
it around.
That. No, but hold on, so obviously that's the most ridiculous single part of it. But he said, let's put light on people's body, or let's put light into people's body, maybe by shining it through the skin. And I thought, that's the same thing as the light being outside of the body. I don't understand what the difference is there. That's the only, like, it hitting the skin is the outside part of it.
Is he like picturing E.T.'s finger, like, from the inside? Exactly. You just shoot it through you.
I don't know.
But, like, there should be some kind of filter. Because the next step, I don't know, are we going to get into like how the White House is trying to spin it now?
Yeah, so Kayleigh McEnany put out a statement earlier today saying they're taking the president out of context. He's not saying you should inject with bleach. He's just saying doctors should look into whether you should inject with bleach. Oh, I feel much better. Much better.
I don't mean to brag, but when I got my car, it had a free year of Sirius XM radio, which I kept. And there's all these ads for like aging middle-aged men, and it's non-FDA approved treatments, but it's like Cremo Cream will clear up your entire body, and it does wonders, and people in Australia believe that it's amazing, and it's been used in caves for years. And after pitching you for a full minute on the medical advantages of using it, at the end of the commercial, it goes, "This is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease."
Yep, exactly.
And that's what this is. Yeah. And then you look at it and kind of go like, wait, why were you allowed to essentially promise me that this had medical benefits?
Yeah. And
then at the end, get out of jail free for just showing a disclaimer? Yeah. That's played so quickly that like, and that's what Trump is relying on, and we can't let him do that.
Well, we're trying not to let him, and one of the issues too is that it's depressing, and depressing isn't a strong enough word. I need to find something stronger, because when I say depressing, I mean makes me utterly lose faith in humanity, our leadership, myself, the future, the prospects for change, all of that. That he would believe these things and say these things. But we also know that many of his followers, their identity is the last stupid thing that Donald Trump said. So there are how many 45-year-old blonde women on Twitter who respond to every one of Trump's tweets, who every tweet now is going to be about how we should be allowed to inject ourselves with disinfectants. They're and it's not even new. The UV like there have been grifters and conspiracy theorists since the beginning of the coronavirus that have been pushing this stuff. I don't know if he saw those and that's why he's suddenly bringing this up, but they have been trying to make money off of this from the very beginning, and I imagine that now is going to be 100 times bigger now that Donald Trump has given his stamp of approval.
When Trump was elected, none of us imagined that there would be a giant pandemic, but like there would be criticism of any other presidential person in the presidency, Republican or Democrat, about their handling of an emergency like this. But no one would ever, no person, Republican or Democrat, would ever get this stupid. Like Mitt Romney, like even like if Lindsey Graham were president of the United States, it would not be this stupid. There are things that the dumbest of dumb politicians have never dared to say because they know, like, all right, there's only so, like Mitch McConnell, there's only so much spin I can do. I'm not going to try to get people to take, I'm not going to try to play with people's like sad, like, unfortunately, survivalist instinct to cling to any hope given to them. Yeah. I'm not going to take advantage of that by saying someone said something about disinfectants and I think we should put it in the blood. So why don't you go try that? Like my closest experience to that is like producers, is bad producers who don't know what they want. And they show up and they just say, make it brighter, but like darker. I don't know. You go, I have another meeting. And then they leave. That's what our president is doing to us.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.